So good evening. This is again the reading. Okay. Another strategy I'll give you. Negative expression based questions. Skills assessed model verbs, names or abbreviations, opinion. That means author's view, vocabulary, synonyms normally. Read this one. Now you see this is negative. We say which of the following is not attributed to the lack of socialization. Which of the following is not attributed to the lack of socialization. So which of the following is not attributed to the lack of socialization means you have to select one. The strategy is one thing, genre and particular, or brand name and generic. You heard of brand name in medicine, brand name and generic name. Do you know the difference?
Yes, Father.
Yes, sir. Brand
Yes,
name
Father.
or generic name. Generic name
Okay.
is actual and brand names is given by the companies.
Okay. Now this paragraph, next question is speaking about the which is the following is not attributed to the lack of socialization. See, here three things speaks about diseases. Yana. Three options speaks about premature death, risk of heart disease, risk of neurodegenerative diseases. So they speak about diseases. One option is does not belong to that particular brand. So what doesn't belong to the brand will be the correct answer because it's negative expression based not is used. Do you get me? Three are
Yes, Father.
on condition, connected with some condition, whereas the fourth one, the first one is a different category. This is a criteria they use in many questions. See, evolved bodies is cause of solutions, and all other three are the effect of being lonely. As per the paragraph, we'll be reading the paragraph. You see, our bodies should have evolved in such a way as to promote social interaction. Social interaction is the effect. Body's evolution is the cause. Let's check to see this. Okay. Now you know the question, so we'll just read. Let's listen to this. Okay. See the beauty of it.
7. Which of the following is not attributed to the lack of socialization? A. Evolved bodies. B. Premature death. C. Risk of heart disease. D. Risk of neurodegenerative diseases. One of humankind's great advantages has been that we band together to accomplish more than we can on our own. You might expect that our bodies would have evolved in such a way as to promote social interaction, and you'd be right. Studies are revealing that those outside the pack, the lonely, are 25% more likely to die prematurely. According to writer, the chronically lonely wind up with more heart disease, more metastatic cancer, and with higher risks of stroke and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's.
So the question is asking which of the following is not attributed to lack of socialization, means being lonely. What is the effect of being lonely? First one,
Die prematurely.
die prematurely. Okay. Second one,
And wind up with more heart disease.
heart disease. Second one, yeah, the heart disease. Third one,
Third one, higher risk
Metastatic.
of
metastatic
cancer.
cancer,
Neurodegenerative
stroke,
Stroke.
and neurodegenerative diseases.
Neurodegenerative diseases.
So you have premature death here, die prematurely, which is not included in the paragraph is our question, right? So premature death is there. Risk of heart disease is here, right? Heart disease. Wind up with more heart disease means risk of heart disease. Then risk of neurodegenerative diseases, it is here. This is here. So these are the effects of being lonely. Lack of socialization means being lonely. These are the effects. Evolved bodies. You just see that expression. You might expect that our bodies would have evolved in such a way as to promote social interaction. And you'd be right. Means that is the cause. Evolution of body is the cause. Effect is social interaction. Promotion of social interaction. This one is cause. All other three are effects. One method. All these three are connected with conditions, disease conditions. Whereas evolution of bodies is not a decision, right? Not a disease or a condition. Do you get me? So these three
Yes, sir.
belongs to one category.
Father.
This does not belong to that category. Sometimes they give you brand names, three brand names, one generic name, then generic name is the answer. Or if they give three generic names and one brand name is the answer. If three brand names and one generic name is the correct answer. If 3 generic names and 1 brand name is there, whatever is given 1 will be the right answer. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Father.
That's how even without reading, you can conclude the answers if you know the things, the options. In such questions, definitely you can get into that cause and effect. Now, comparison and contrast. You just go here. Okay. What aspect does Professor Cole consider when he investigates the consequences of loneliness? So the editing word is consequence of loneliness. These are not purposely selected. Okay, randomly I selected some paragraphs. Okay, because I did not have time to get deeper into it. Now, consequence of loneliness: psychological, bio-behavioral, molecular, medical. Can you make a differentiation as I said now? Are there general things and a particular thing?
Yes.
Molecular.
Yes.
Yeah, molecular is, yeah, molecular. We are just
Molecular.
predicting, okay, from the strategy we are predicting, because these are 3, psychology is a big brand, and bio-behavioral is a big brand, medical is a big brand, whereas molecular is the atomic, small, tiny thing. Just listen, okay? Just listen and listen first part, second sentence, and see the beauty. Listen to the second sentence after the topic sentence.
Lately, scientists have been learning about the biological ramifications of loneliness. Steve Cole is a professor of medicine, psychiatry and behavioral sciences at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA, and director of the UCLA Social Genomics Core Laboratory. He's been working on this at the molecular level since the early 2000s, aided by data from the Human Genome Project. His interest had been triggered by a report on the survival rates of gay men with HIV. It appeared that closeted men died much more quickly than those who had come out. The main discernible difference between the groups was that closeted subjects were more worried about ostracization and rejection.
Any idea?
No, Father.
The consequence of loneliness, ramifications of loneliness, synonyms: consequence, and ramification. Ramification is synonym. Consequences, ramifications is the synonymous. Ramification means consequences. Biological ramification of loneliness. What are the consequences of loneliness? The topic sentence speaks about consequences of loneliness. See, Steve Cole is a professor of medicine, psychiatry, and bio-behavioral science. Do you find anything strange there? 3 options are here: psychology, psychiatry,
Psychological,
bio-behavioral,
and
medicine.
and medicine.
They are saying he is a professor of these 3 departments. Okay. Now, as you have seen, what is his concern? Here, you have to identify the what aspect does Professor Steve Cole consider when he investigates. What aspect? That's also important. What aspect? So one aspect, they are asking for one aspect, not one brand or big department. So here, they are asking for an aspect. So psychology and biobehavioral and medical medicine are 3 departments. And he is going to study about one aspect of one of these departments. So here, and director of the UCLA, see, you can, as I said, whatever is between the subject complements, you can just ignore. All these things you can ignore if you want, so that you can defeat time. He has been working on this at the molecular level. What is this? On these departments, on molecular level aspect. Did you get me?
Working on this.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So what I'm telling, if you are competent, you need not read the paragraph at all. If you can identify between these 4 options and you find out 3 are big departments or branch, and 1 is particular will be the answer. If 3 are particular and 1 is brand, which will be the answer?
One will be
Brand will be the answer. Brand will be the answer. And definitely you will have such questions in your exam. Damn sure.
Okay.
So biological ramification of loneliness is the gist of the paragraph. And you have to, as I said, name is there. So you can immediately go into that name, consequences, ramifications. This, yeah. Then closeted man. Closeted man means loneliness, lonely people. Closeted man, closeted man, closeted subject. All this means loneliness, synonymous expressions. This ramification of loneliness. This means ramification of loneliness, consequence of loneliness. Name is Steve. Cool. I think we can stop